Support for WoodSongs show number 938 is provided by Kentucky Tourism, Martin Guitars, Travel Host Magazine, and by our family of WoodSongs partners. WoodSongs is now available for use by teachers in classrooms complete with lesson plans, available on the classroom page of woodsongs.com.
The City of Lexington and visitlex.com.
The Bluegrass Hospitality Association and the elegant Clarion Hotel Conference Center North, welcoming visitors to Lexington, Kentucky, the horse capital of the world and home for parks, museums, festivals, great music, and WoodSongs.
Take your next vacation trip to the musical State of Kentucky. For information, visit our website at woodsongs.com.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is
Hank Williams.
the Drifting Cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Thank you. So we all love our kids very, very much. They mean so much, and we're so proud of them when they do well. In this particular show, we're celebrating the music of kids, and I wanted to start out with a song about my own. We live in a log cabin on a hill with two little baby twins, and this song is all about them. Precious angel, little girl, you're full of love, and you got golden curls. Let your mama come and hold you near. She'll wipe away all your little girl tears. You can play every day with Lily through the fields of autumn golden sun, up and down, singing under starlight. You dance and spin, you laugh and grin, log cabin twins. Precious angel, little boy, you love your trains, you love your little boy toys. You're like a precious, gentle diamond ring. You're full of love, you got your daddy's eyes. And you can play every day with Lily through the fields of autumn golden sun, up and down, singing under moonlight. You dance and spin, you laugh and grin, log cabin twin. You can play every day with Lily through the fields of white Kentucky snow, and up and down when you're singing under starlight. You just laugh and grin, you smile and spin, log cabin twin.
The WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour is presented in part by Kentucky Tourism, inviting families, fans, and conventions worldwide to visit our land of unbridled spirit, music, art, state parks, sports, and cultural attractions. You can explore what Kentucky has to offer your next vacation trip online at KentuckyTourism.com.
And by visitlex.com, an online vacation guide for families, visitors, and corporate conventions to visit historic Lexington, Kentucky. While in Kentucky, you can visit the cafes, horse parks, music festivals, art, and cultural world of Lexington, the home of the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And welcome everybody to the beautiful and the historic Lyric Theater in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We're broadcasting worldwide from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon and northern Canada. Artists come from everywhere to be on our stage where we're celebrating this wonderful world, this front porch world of grassroots music. Artists come from everywhere, like I said. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. On this particular show, we've got youngsters from Colorado to Croatia. They are brilliant masters of their instrument, mostly the guitar. And you're going to be just absolutely amazed at what these young folks can do. But we can't really celebrate this world of a wonderful young person's music without inviting someone special who has made it a point in his global, worldwide career to mentor so many of these kids around the world that are trying their hand at being brilliant artists and brilliant musicians. He's brilliant himself, filling theaters worldwide, literally fresh in from London, England. Please welcome the wonderful master of the guitar from Australia, Tommy Emmanuel, to the show.
Hello, Lexington. Kentucky.
So, Tommy, you're literally in from London. You came
I got in
straight
yesterday.
here. That's right, and we're so
My
glad
arms
that
are
you
killing
did.
me.
You have made it a point through your whole career to not just encourage young people to play, but really to get to know them personally and sort of mentor them.
Absolutely. And you know, Chet Atkins did that for me, and that's why I hand that on. You know, I pay it forward. And on behalf of John Knowles and Steve Warren and myself, we're just so happy that the young thumbs are getting out and playing. And
well, tell me about the Young Thumbs organization. This is a literal thing that you guys have started. There's members all over the world.
Yeah, we're working on networking and getting the young people to shows. Whenever I play overseas, I always invite whoever's local there to at least come up and play a couple of songs with me, and then I usually run off stage and leave them there on their own, so they can feature, you know.
Well, one of the folks that you discovered while in Europe is a young fellow. He's 13 years old now. He's from Croatia.
That's right.
And he's with us here. We're going to let him play a song, and then maybe you and I could chat with him a little bit.
That's a good idea.
All right. He's, like I said, he's from Croatia. This is a tune that he wrote himself. He's 13 years old. A song called Music Highway. Please welcome Frano to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio.
Thank you very much.
13 years old from Croatia. On our stage, Frano is his name. So Frano, you started picking up music when you were like about 2 years old, right?
Yeah.
Just a young pup. And about a year later, when you're 3, you got to meet this fellow from Australia, Tommy Emmanuel. You're 3 years old. So Tommy, you saw Frano when he was 3. Could you
did, yeah.
Could you tell that there was something about him that was...
Well, he was just so excited, and there was a photograph of the audience in the newspaper, and there was Frano sitting there like this.
What do you remember, Frano, when you were young and you got to see Tommy Emmanuel play? Was that a big inspiration for you to keep going with the guitar?
Yeah, it was like I got infected with the Tommy virus and...
Well, we've heard about that, but we didn't want to bring that up here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember when I met him for the first time, and my eyes were full of sand.
Oh, now what is it about the playing that made you want to take your guitar so serious? What was it about the way Tommy played that made you want to take it so seriously?
Well, Tommy is, well, very inspiration and motivational. He tends to try to keep other people playing the guitar. And
that's right. But what you need to know also is that Frano can play classical guitar really well, and plays piano as well. And he's a lot better than I am at reading music. I can't read it at all. He can.
You can read the music.
He's already beating me, you know. Well,
now, Tommy, when you were young, so when you were Frano's age, it was Chet Atkins that was inspiring to you.
Yeah, but I'm from a different generation, so I'm listening to his albums on a little plastic portable record player and putting my finger on the record, trying to slow it down to work out what he was doing, And when I wrote him a fan letter, he wrote back to me, and then when I got to know him. He was like family to me, and he encouraged me all the way.
Now Chet was very much that way to everybody. He appreciated fans as friends. Now you are doing the same, and you take time with kids like Frano and so many others, right?
Sure.
That you meet them and you don't just pass them off as kids that want an autograph.
What could be more important? It's the most important thing to inspire the young people to help them on their way. And everybody has their own road to go. And but I always try to tell young people, you got to practice hard, you got to work with the metronome, you got to try and learn the good songs and make your music strong, so that people will want to come and see you.
Now, Frano, Tommy has taken time to encourage you and support you and show you things, right?
Well, he showed me a lot too, I can tell you.
Frano, tell us about your guitar. You're playing a very special guitar here.
Well, I am, actually.
It's the first time you've played it on stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very historical moment.
Yeah, I really don't know what to say. This
Okay,
guitar,
shall I tell them?
Well, this guitar was given to me by Tommy.
That was my guitar.
Yeah, Yellow Mouse.
The Yellow Mouse. There.
What do you think?
I have a few new ones, and this guitar was my favorite for many years. And it's not only one of the best ones I've ever heard, it's the loudest guitar I ever owned. And I thought, who should have that guitar? Frano. So I kept it at home, and the other day I put some new strings on it and some new batteries in it and played it and plugged it in, make sure it was all working right. And then Frano and his wonderful mum and dad came over to my house, and I said, here it is, this is yours. So,
wow, what a gift, huh?
Yeah, priceless.
Well, we're going to get back to the music of Frano in the second half hour. Matter of fact, Frano and Tommy Emmanuel are going to do a duet together to close our show. So stay tuned to where you are. Now, thumb picking, guitar picking used to be such a masculine-dominated genre, right, Tommy?
Yeah, I guess so.
But the girls have been coming on really strong.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Which is wonderful. We have a champion thumpicker on our stage, and she's here with a friend of hers. She's going to do a song, If You Got a Friend in Me. It's a Randy Newman song. Please welcome Katelyn, Prieboy, and Emma Pettyjohn to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio. Katelyn Prieboy and her partner, Emma Pettyjohn. Katelyn, it's nice to have you back on the broadcast. Thanks so much
Thanks
for coming.
for having us.
Yeah, so we've missed you a couple times, but we're glad to get you on this particular broadcast. A few years ago, very recently, you competed in the National Thumpicking Championship in Muhlenberg County, and you became grand champion.
I did. Yes, sir.
That was the first time in their 28-year history that a woman won the championship, and it was you, and that must have been a thrilling time.
It was a thrill. I mean, that's for sure. And I didn't go into it thinking, hey, I'm a female and I'm doing this. It just kind of worked out. I love the music, and it just made sense to go there and compete.
Well, Tommy, I mean, seeing the ladies come forward.
It's so brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny? Sometimes guys come up to me and they say, I'm having so much trouble playing this. You can only play it because you've got big hands. And I say, oh, yeah? Have a look at Muriel Anderson. Yeah. Her hands are tiny, and she's all over that thing, but better than any guy I've ever seen.
Right. And Muriel has taken the lead, really, in bringing the community of guitar players together. She's got her big event in Nashville.
Oh, the All-Star Guitar Night.
Yeah. Which I think that's where you and I met.
I was there last week, yeah.
And so as someone like Muriel, I mean, Katelyn, those are some big steps, big shoes to fill.
Certainly, yes.
Yeah. I think the future of thumb picking is in good hands. Right?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Now, your partner, Emma Pettyjohn, you two met in Nashville, right, Emma?
We did, yes. We were both majoring in guitar at Belmont University, and so we became friends through that and have been playing together for the last couple years.
And so when coming together as a duo, I mean, Katelyn, you were used to playing solo, right?
Yeah, and I love playing solo, but there's nothing like playing with friends. And when we play, I always think of Chet and Paul Yandel, who play together, or Tommy and John Knowles, and it's just so fun.
Now, Emma, you live near the Chicago area.
I do, yes.
But you're based in Nashville now with Katelyn?
Yeah. We both moved down there to go to school, and I think we're there to stay.
Well, so Katelyn, tell me about, do you have like a recording idea to do with Emma? What's in the future for you?
I would like to. This past year we were playing in our guitar ensemble at Belmont, and we thought, hey, we should get together as a duo because it just made sense. So this is relatively new, probably going on maybe 2 or 3 months. Mm-hmm. So hopefully in the next year or so we can get something going.
Now, when you won the championship in Muhlenberg County, this big national thumb-picking championship event, do you remember the song that you played that night?
They have us play a lot. There's different rounds. So I think I did Oh by Jingo, Munich Memories, which is a Paul Yandel song, Maybelle, Happy Again, a few different tunes that are standards.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Play one of them for me right now.
Oh.
Katelyn, Prieboy. There you go.
A little rusty.
You did fine. So, Tommy, what would your encouragement be to Katelyn and Emma? They're brilliant musicians and stuff. The world of music has really changed quite a bit. On one hand, there's tremendous opportunities. On the other hand, it's getting harder to make a living at it.
Exactly. Well, what I would do, first of all, I'd realize that the girls are still young, which is great. That means they've got time to grow as musicians and as women. You just keep working on the repertoire, keep the good songs coming, and make the arrangements interesting, and you're already unique. So you're off to a good start. As soon as you've got enough good arrangements and good songs, you need to record that, and I'd like to help you with that.
See, now wasn't that nice? Continuing to mentor. Tommy, when Katelyn won the championship, the runner-up that same year was another young girl that was also a brilliant, brilliant musician. We got her here on this show tonight as well. She's got an electric guitar.
Boy, does she ever.
She's going to change the texture of our sound, which is great. She's going to do a tune called Good Morning Sunshine. Please welcome from Colorado, Bella Speelman to the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio Hour. Beautiful guitar work. From Denver, Colorado, Bella Speelman. So nice to have you here, Bella. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for
You've come a
having me.
long way. Now, you were playing an electric guitar, and I've got to brag on you a little bit. You were the very first female in the history of the National Thumpickers Hall of Fame to win the Horizon Award, and that's a big honor. So, I mean, we talked to Katelyn about the awards that she won. That must have been a very exciting time for you as well.
Yes, it was.
Now, you must have worked very hard to be able to be that good.
Yeah, I didn't have a social life for the majority of high school.
Come to the real world.
Yeah, right. So, Tommy, what advice would you give a young woman who loves the guitar who has no social life? What would you...
I would say don't worry about that social life stuff. Get dedicated to the instrument, and all the social life you need will come to you.
So,
okay?
No doubt. Now, when you're home and you're on your couch, it's Saturday night, you have no date, and you've got your guitar. What are the exercises that you go through? Explain the guitar exercises that you go through to limber your hands and stuff.
I try and see how far I can stretch. Like with that song, I've got a pretty big stretch. I'm barring at the 2nd fret, then I'm stretching up to the 11th fret and wrapping my thumb over as well. Mm-hmm. So I try to, stretch my hands out and all of that, and then.
Yeah. The more you play, the more your hands change, and they grow and change. So you can do what you want to do. It just takes time,
Tommy, what exercises do you go through?
I do 50 push-ups every morning. No, I'm only kidding.
Pick your guitar. I'm so glad the radio audience didn't see that. So I'm kidding. So Tommy's putting his guitar on, and you're going to give us. When you're home on a Saturday night, you've got a social life. You've got a beautiful wife, and you've got little Rachel, your daughter, right? And you're going to go through some.
Okay, I try to always do sincere practice, right? In other words, I don't sit around noodling while watching TV. I sit and play the guitar as if people are watching me, right? So I usually play tunes. And if I want to work on my strength and my skills and all that, I just play Cannonball Rag over and over. See, that's going to the gym. Yeah.
So Bella, can you play Cannonball Rag?
I can.
Okay, well, let's have the Battle of the Cannonball Rag.
All right. we can play a little slower than that. Do you want to take the melody? Yay, Bella.
Channeling the spirit of Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed there. We are celebrating the wonderful world of young people, their guitars, their instruments, their passion, their motivation, and those that inspire them. We've got the amazing Tommy Emmanuel co-hosting the show with me. We're going to be back with more great music from these great musicians. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to WoodSongs show number 938, broadcasting around the world from the foothills of Appalachia in Lexington, Kentucky.
If you would like to attend a WoodSongs broadcast when visiting Kentucky, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com.
We'll be back after the break with our celebration of young folks music and special guest Tommy Emmanuel on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. WoodSongs is presented in part by Kentucky Tourism, welcoming families from all over the world to visit WoodSongs in historic Lexington, Kentucky.
WoodSongs is an all-volunteer-run multimedia celebration of grassroots music broadcasting worldwide and made possible by our audience. You can become a WoodSongs partner online at woodsongs.com.
And you're listening to the folk singer Michael Jonathan and the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Thank you so much, Emmy Sunshine. We're celebrating the music of kids, so might as well have a kid do the ID. Welcome, everybody, to our broadcast here from the stage of the historic Lyric Theater. We're broadcasting from our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky, the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the beautiful Appalachian Mountains on over 537 radio stations worldwide, plus American Forces Radio Network, who puts this show on the radio from South Korea to Croatia, on every military base, every U.S. naval ship at sea. And as always, we want to say hello to the men and women tuning in. We appreciate them so much. If you have a youngster that you think belongs on our show, we would love to hear from you. Just send me an email, a YouTube clip, it would be fine. At michael@woodsongs.com is my email address. And Tommy, we love our kids, don't we? And you have
I have three girls, and I'm going to be a granddaddy this year.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
On a recent album of yours, you wrote a beautiful song for my twins and your baby are about the same age.
That's right.
They get to play with each other every now and then.
Did. Yeah.
And you wrote a beautiful ballad on the guitar to young little Rachel.
Rachel's Lullaby. Shall I play a little bit of it?
Please do.
Thank you.
Love that song. What a beautiful gift to give your kids when you write a song for them and get to record it. And later on in life, they get to hear what Daddy did for them. Now, you were on our show several years ago. We're going back 5 or 6 years, and it was about the time we were starting the idea of WoodSongs Kids right. on the show. And you were on the broadcast, and we were like, where can we find a little kid that can play like Tommy Emmanuel? And we wanted someone who could play the song that you wrote for your hero, Chet Atkins, so that he could play with his hero, you.
Right.
And we found him 20 minutes away from us.
How about that?
In Richmond, Kentucky, and he's here, and he's got a beautiful, beautiful album. He's going to play us the title cut, Breezin' Through Life. He's a national thump-picking champion. We're very, very proud of him. Parker Hastings on the WoodSongs, Old Time Radio.
Thank you. Thank you.
Title cut from a wonderful CD, Breezin' Through Life title song. Parker, thanks for coming back on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're like a friend of the show at this point.
Well, thank you for having WoodSongs be so generous to young musicians like myself. So.
Well, you certainly work hard for it, and I think you've been on the broadcast as many times as Tommy Emmanuel has.
Maybe.
We're in a contest here.
Yeah.
Main man.
Now, Tommy, your mentor, your inspiration, obviously was Chet Atkins, but you became your own style. I mean, it's not like you were copying his style. You were taking the inspiration he provided.
Oh, absolutely.
Parker's doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy's inspiration is obvious, but you're developing your own style. You're becoming your own musician.
You can hear a lot of Jerry Reed in his playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about
even in the composition. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, talk about the early years. The first time you got to see Tommy Emmanuel play.
Well, yeah, I was 8 years old.
E-Town?
Actually, it was before then. I saw you in Tennessee, I think. Was the first time I saw you, and I was 8 years old, and I was like, wow, I cannot believe all the sounds he was making come out of the guitar. And that I started playing when I was 6, and then at that point, I saw Tommy, and I was like, man, that is so cool. I want to play like that. So
Well, now here you are talking to the man about your own playing, and you are stepping into a role where, as a national thumb-picking champion, that other young kids who are 6 years old now are going to see you.
Well, it's all coming full circle for me now, because I was first on this show when I was about Frano's age, and I got to play with my hero, Tommy. And now I'm standing back on the stage. I'm 17, almost 18 years old, and there's a whole nother younger generation below me that's starting to play too, which is pretty cool.
It's all downhill once you hit 20, so hang on.
That's what they all say.
So Tommy, what you've watched Frano, you've watched all these kids, you've watched Parker grow with it. What advice do you give them? Again, acknowledging that the music business part has changed, but the opportunities for music are exploding and wide open for those that want to go after it. So what advice would you give Parker?
Well, the good thing about both Parker and both Frano is they have wonderful parents, and that's the most important thing to keep them grounded. Yeah.
There you go.
I always try to, tell things like they really are, because I'm a person who makes a living playing music. I live in the real world. I can tell you how hard it is, as simple as that. But keeping the joy in your heart for music and for playing for people. Always put the audience first. Always give everything that you can. Give it away so you can get it tomorrow and give it away again. Because nobody owns music. It's here for us. It's a blessing for us. And it's a privilege to play music to help people get through their day. And somebody like Parker, I see so much of myself in him when I was young, because we were hungry to learn new songs, and we were so excited when I bought the new Chet Atkins record or Jerry Reed record and listened to it. It was like I went into another world. I went into another dimension. I had new challenges, new songs to learn. This is what inspires us, and we all need to be inspired. And music is what inspires us and challenges us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tommy.
So Parker, you're heading to college now. You're going to be in Belmont along with Katelyn and Emma, right?
I'm headed down to the Ville, Nashville.
To Nashville, that's right. So I mean, things are going to be very exciting for you as you go forward in your career.
It's the next chapter. I'm really excited about it. So.
And when you're home on a Saturday night and you don't have a date either.
Yeah.
What exercises do you use on your for your hands on the guitar?
Well, I try to do a little bit of everything. Whether I use a looper a lot when I'm at home to help me solo, because I don't get to play often when I'm with other players. So a lot of times I'll just improvise over myself. But a lot of times I try to stretch my hands, like while I'm in this tuning, like the Jerry Reed song, Strutting. Like that one works out your pinky a lot, and I just try to strengthen my hands a lot of times, because I find like if I give it a day's rest or something and I'll come back, it'll be kind of different. So I just always try to keep my hands limber and strong. So,
well, all you guitar players, listen up out there. Now, what we're going to do, Tom, is we're going to change directions now.
Oh, good. Okay.
We've got a young fella on our broadcast. We're very proud that he's here. He's someone who is becoming a national spokesman for those who struggle with autism. He's a brilliant musician. He plays a lot of different instruments, and he's got his ukulele. So we're going to get into Beatles mode here with his ukulele. Please welcome Nathan Miller to the broadcast, Eleanor Rigby. From Somerville, South Carolina, Nathan Miller and his ukulele. Nathan, thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me out here.
Now, you've been playing since you were just a little tiny kid, right? You started
since I was a 10.
Since you were 10. And this ukulele performance of Eleanor Rigby, you heard a great player like Jake Shimabukuro play it, right?
Yes, I heard Jake Shimabukuro play it.
And tell me about the influence of someone like Tommy Emmanuel on you, because you also play the guitar very, very well. Mm-hmm. So do you remember when you first saw Tommy play? Did that make you want to play even more?
It sure did. I truly admire him.
Well, Tommy, why don't you come on up here for a second? Because now, Nathan, Nathan, you are an advocate for those that struggle with autism, right? And you were diagnosed with autism just about 2001 or so.
Probably around then.
Yeah, and your brother also has autism, correct?
Yes, he's on the other end of the spectrum.
How so?
The severe end, like he can't speak.
Right. Mm. But you were able to take your skill and your talents. You've become very, very good at being a musician. Do you practice a lot when you're home?
I practice quite a bit.
Well, we're here at Tommy.
Music is a great healer.
Yeah, tell us about that part of it. You've seen that a lot in your travels around the world.
Absolutely. And well, I know from my own experience that a lot of us get kind of knotted up inside because of life, because life is hard. Mm-hmm. And that's why people need a release, and music is one of the greatest releases that there is, and can take not only make you feel better, but can take your mind away from everything and give you a rest. Yep. Because life in general is on 11. Where our stress level, just being in life, is high. So music has that way of bringing that down, but also getting dedicated to an instrument gives you something better to focus on than whatever is eating you. You can put yourself into something that will take up all your energy and your time, but the result will be that you'll be doing something beautiful.
Sure. So Nathan, playing music makes you very happy, doesn't it?
Does very.
Yeah,
and
you
you were
feel
part
it
of
when you play. It's beautiful.
You were a part of a wonderful project called Music Speaks, where words fail, and you played on this.
I did 2 songs. I did Jake Shimabukuro's Dragon, and I also did Yezu on the guitar.
Right. And how many instruments do you play?
Just mainly 2.
Two extremely well, I might add. So, might as well. Nathan Miller from Somerville, South Carolina.
Thank you, Nathan.
Let's invite Frano back up to the stage. Frano, why don't you come back up here with your guitar? And Tommy, you and Frano are going to play a song together that you've played quite a bit on your solo shows around the world.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And Nathan just played Eleanor Rigby. Tell me about the influence of the Beatles on your music.
Oh my goodness. Well, I stole as much as I possibly could from the Beatles, like everybody else. I couldn't have written Rachel's Lullaby. It already sounds a bit like Paul McCartney. You can't escape that.
Right, right.
And I did that on purpose because I'd been listening to Blackbird. And I thought if I could only write something 100th as good as Blackbird. So that's how Rachel's Lullaby came about.
Isn't it amazing that Paul McCartney, Paul was 27 when he quit the Beatles. Look at the incredible body of work that he created.
It's unbelievable. There's never, ever been anybody like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Four people together, and some amazing composers. And really, they showed us all the way. What Beatles songs do is show you that there's no room for any fat. Just give us the meat and potatoes. Right. That's all we need. You don't have to dress it in anything. Just let's hear the melody and the words and how it's sung and played. But when I saw Ringo Starr last year, the thing that moved me the most was his discipline when he played. There was nothing that I thought, wow, he played too much, or he didn't play enough, or everything was so perfect and so musical that disciplined side of him is what really moved me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I like about the new Sgt. Pepper album. They remastered it, and you can really hear Ringo's playing now.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. Now, we have a young 13-year-old boy from Croatia who happens to play like 4 people. And tell me about when you first heard Tommy do this Beatles medley. Do you remember the time you first heard it, or did you see him play it live?
Well, I first heard it, I had a DVD of him, and I couldn't lay my eyes off it. And
that's how we ended up cross-eyed. So. We finally got a laugh out of him.
So this was very moving for you to see Tommy play his Beatles medley. You're there in front of your TV. Did you try to start playing it right away? How did you learn how to play it?
Well, I think I learned how to play it when I got a little better at acoustic guitar. I think later than I was 8, and then I was trying to.
You waited that long?
Yeah. Slow learner, huh?
Hurry up, man. Time is moving, Frano. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to let you and Tommy play Tommy's arrangement of this Beatles medley. You ready? It's Frano and Tommy Emmanuel.
Thank you so much.
All the way from Croatia. Wasn't it great having Frano on our broadcast? From Kentucky, Parker Hastings. From South Carolina, Nathan Miller. From Colorado, Bella Speelman. From Nashville, Tennessee, Katelyn, Prieboy, and Emma Pettyjohn. And the amazing Tommy Emmanuel.
The youngest of them all.
You know, Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. And this is such an amazing, beautiful life, and we struggle with so much tension, so much stress, there's so much vitriol, there's so much fighting out there. The most wonderful thing in the world is if you out there play an instrument. Do you notice what happened when Emma and Kate and Bella and Parker and Nathan and Frano all played? You stopped and you listened. And here's the point. Nobody can fight while they're listening. That makes musicians the greatest army of peacemakers known to man through this whole wide world. Musicians make people stop and listen. Musicians are the change that you want to see in the world. You are part of that change. 3 chords and the truth. That's all you need. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a tree hugger. I am a song farmer, and we'll see you next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Good night.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 938. Michael's opening song with the unreleased Log Cabin Twins.
Our chief engineer is Jerome Galt. Technical assistants are Brian Clausing, Brandon Eves, Mark Thompson, and Eric Anderson. Our TV and internet broadcast directed by Steve Matthews. Our technical director, Whitney Hannon, assisted by Chris Browning.
The WoodSongs crew member of the week is Kyle Quigley, and our WoodSongs partner of the week is Ann Kingsilver.
Special support provided by Highbridge Springwater, Nate's Coffee, the staff of the Lyric Theater, and Johnny Carino's in Lexington.
Our show is produced with the support of VisitLights.com, Kentucky Tourism, Travel Host Magazine, the Bluegrass Hospitality Association, and the Clarion Hotel Conference Center North, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky.
WoodSongs and the WoodSong symbol are registered trademarks of Rachel Aubrey Music. Our show is distributed worldwide by WoodSongs Radio Network and PRX. Thanks for listening. I'm Josh Baer.
For Michael, Jonathan, and the entire WoodSongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you will join us again next week for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. The online version of the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour is a free gift to our fans, provided by Kentucky Tourism and VisitLex.com, inviting fans and families worldwide to attend our live broadcast tapings at the Lyric Theater in historic Lexington, Kentucky. The encore section is next. You can support this massive online archive of shows by becoming a WoodSongs radio partner. Become a WoodSongs partner today. We need your support to keep our broadcast going. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
Thank you, Josh and Dorothy. Give them a big hand. They're here every single week. They work so hard. Thank you, audience. You did great. What do you think of these guys here? Good show. For the TV director and the cameraman, I'm going to suspend the audience shots tonight because we got so many encores to go through. So you can put the house lights down. We're going to move on with the broadcast and get right back into the music. We'll probably get audience shots next week. Speaking of next week, on this broadcast, the queen of bluegrass music herself, Rhonda Vincent and the Rage, for the entire hour. Wait till you see the family of WoodSongs kids that are on that broadcast along with Rhonda Vincent next week. Also, if you like bluegrass music, concerts at the Castle on Versailles Road this Thursday night. The Bluegrass Power Trio from Switzerland, the Kruger Brothers, are going to be in concert Thursday night. There's a few tickets left. It'll be on the roof of the Castle, one of the most romantic bluegrass dates in your life if you don't have a social life. You can come out to the Castle. And next month on the Castle, at the Castle Concerts, is going to be Riders in the Sky. So there's so much good music happening, but like I said, next week, Rhonda Vincent and the Rage on WoodSongs. If you're not part of the WoodSongs Troubadour email list, I strongly suggest that you sign up tonight so you know about all these events that are happening. WoodSongs partners came to tonight's show for free. Wasn't that worth the ticket, don't you think? WoodSongs partners get to come to see Rhonda Vincent and the Rage for free. So I encourage everybody who's not become a WoodSongs partner. If you are a partner, check your card, make sure you're up to date. If you want to be a corporate sponsor, you could do that too. True story. Big Ass Fans has been a wonderful partner to WoodSongs. They made it possible for WoodSongs to be on RFD television. We're very grateful to them. They got bought out by a New York investment firm. So everybody that we know that was there that wanted to support WoodSongs are not there anymore. And so we lost the Big Ass Fans underwriting as of this week. And so now here's the nice thing. RFD said, we don't care, we're going to keep airing WoodSongs anyway. So it shows the power of this community, and we love you for it, and we love you for making WoodSongs possible. Now, what we're going to do for our encore, let's start with Emma and Katelyn, and then we'll go to Bella, and then we'll go to Parker, and then we'll go to Nathan, and then we'll go to Frano, and then I think, Tommy, you're going to play with Parker. With Frano as well. Oh, so what we're going to save that for the last then, okay?
I'm trying to get all the experience that I possibly can.
Yes. I can see why. There's just not enough world for you, Tommy. You just got to. So let's do that. Let's start with Emma and Katelyn. And what song are you going to play for everybody?
We're going to do Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues.
Yay! Katelyn, Prieboy, and Emma Pettyjohn. Tommy, it's just so obvious that you're just in love with music, and you're sitting there playing along with them, beautiful harmonies. Let's thank Tommy for co-hosting tonight's show.
Thank you so much.
Tommy literally just got in from London, and you drove in from Nashville to come be with us, and we're just...
Now I've got to drive home.
Now you got to drive home, that's right. Well, we have an award-winning thumpicker here, and what are you going to play for us, Bella Speelman?
I'm going to play Rocky Top.
All right.
Bella Speelman from Colorado. So we're going to get Nathan to come up next. You've got your ukulele. It's fun. Nathan, I'm glad you played the ukulele because the difference in the sound made the show even more interesting. So that was very good. Good idea. Now, as he's getting ready to play, I'm going to encourage you one more time. If you would like to become a WoodSongs partner, you're not just supporting WoodSongs, you're supporting these artists that come on the broadcast to give them the biggest audience possible. WoodSongs, in case you don't know this, is the biggest roots music broadcast in the world. It's on... Let me explain that, and I'm not a point of bragging or anything. We're just letting you know what's right here in your midst. WoodSongs has a bigger audience than the Grand Ole Opry and Austin City Limits combined. That's why so many artists come on the broadcast. And here's another thing, in case you don't realize this. Not only is the entire crew volunteer, so are all the artists that come on the broadcast. When you become a partner, your partnership is supporting the basic expenses of getting this show out there. We're going to miss big-ass fans in a big-ass way. But we're going to keep on going because the family of WoodSongs partners is the fuel that makes WoodSongs possible. We're very grateful to all of you. Outside, there's a table that has information on it. We encourage you to pick a pamphlet up and bring it home and check it out, see if this is something good for you. And the artists have their CDs out there. Parker, you got your album out there, right? And they're going to be out there to sign autographs and to meet you and make friends with you, because this is a community of friends. So Nathan, thank you for being our friend.
Well, thanks for having me on here.
We love it. What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to do an original now called The Bells of Valderstadt. Thank you.
You know, you get more out of those 4 strings than can be imagined. You know, I'm going to share something. I wasn't planning on doing this. I shared it with Tommy earlier. Bear with me for a minute while you 3 guys get ready to do the song together, okay? Go ahead and come on up and get ready. Right, do that. So, listening to Nathan and the song and stuff, my dad died 5 days before I was born. I never got to meet him. I always wondered what it sounded like when he called my name. I would have always given anything to know that. I have a distant cousin who knew my dad. And today in the mail, and I showed this to Tommy, and when listening to Nathan, that song and stuff reminded me of this. They found, during World War II, this is my father's dog tag. And they found this in an attic, and they mailed it to me. And what they also sent me, because my dad was an award-winning hero, I used to wear his medal on my jacket until people complained. But this is a Nazi ring that was my dad's, that he took off a fallen German soldier. And he had kept this when he came back from the war. And it ended up in my distant cousin's attic along with his dog tags. And it came in the mail today, and part of it disgusts you with what it represents. And then you realize that this is very, very close to your dad. This was part of your father that you never got to know. And Nathan, when I was hearing your song, all of this welled up because this was all happening today. And I needed something very uplifting, and this show was incredibly uplifting.
Yeah.
So we're going to go out on a high point.
Well, Mr. Hastings and I would love to play a tune written by Chet Atkins and originally recorded by Chet and Jerry Reed. Parker's going to play Jerry's part. I'm going to attempt Chet's part.
Pick a little Chet and Jerry, right?
Yeah. I'll play this part because I want it to be right.
All right.
How about some harmonies? Pick one. Parker Hastings, y'all.
Thank you, Tommy. You're the man.
Take it, Tommy. So we're going to get Frano up here now. We're going to get Frano to come up and play.
Yeah.
Now, while Frano's getting ready, 13 years old. Frano is the reason why we let all you kids come for free tonight, because we wanted you to see this. So. With the guitar that Tommy gave you.
You ready?
Frano Zivkovic.
Thank you so much.
I got a spare room behind the barn for my Mac attack when I'm on the farm. You click it on, then you click around. See the cyber fun I found. Well, I'm a hayseed of the first degree. I'm a country boy from Tennessee.